When I see a bare piece of land, when I see an underproductive piece of land, and when I see a degraded piece of land, I see potential. One of the reasons we started Forest Foods was because of the sheer amount of acres on a small and medium scale across Kenya that are either idle, underproductive, or degraded. We were quite fortunate to inherit pretty decent soils, pretty good, although very compacted and very hard and just a field of grass. Depending on obviously the parcel of land and its history or its geological context, you'll obviously be well ahead or need to start from zero. Within any project that we've set up a syntropic system over the last decade, we've always seen, on average, a sort of 0.4 to 0.75% increase in organic matter. And that has allowed us every year to be decreasing our irrigation requirement by 25% until the 4th year, 5th year when we switch it off completely. So it's just amazing to see what you can achieve within a year.
First gap, the food value chain is a bit stretched. So we seek to bring the consumer closer and make food safe. The way we have been farming for the last about 60 years, there is very little concern on how to improve the soil while it improves us, the consumers. There's a very big gap in soil restoration, and we seek to rebuild and restore and regenerate.
We have these two main concepts in syntropic agroforestry. When you look for a dry land or for a high land, we look for form is the stratification, dynamic is the natural succession. It is indigenous, it is exotic, it is invasive. We don't separate. Every species has a function, and we can use them very cleverly, especially in dry lands and in difficult areas.
By managing the soil correctly and making sure that it's got the immunity it needs and the diversity it needs, you reduce your pest. Because a healthy plant is not attractive to a pest. It doesn't have the right characteristics for a pest to come in and nail it.
This system personally has taught me patience, especially in this fast-paced world. The system itself with the soil, because someone will ask you, how is it profitable? But later, you see that the profits are more later than they are in the beginning.
Some of the proudest moments is probably 3 that stand out. The first one was when we first formulated our core team, very competent, very talented, very hardworking team members who collectively have built today what we've got. 2 was when we raised our first chunk of finance. I remember having to put my only possessions worthy of note on paper as like, you know, if something happens, I will give you this, and that was my Pro Box and some of my surfboards. So that was a very proud moment when we raised our first bit of capital. The third one are continuous proud moments when I walk around and see everything coming together. To be socially great is not enough. It has to make financial sense too, and that's the most crucial part. So I'm really proud when our farms start to hit that break-even point and start to prove what they can do. The easier way to understand the syntropic model is if we talk about natural succession, which is nature's mechanism to rehabilitate itself. It can take sometimes thousands of years until you reach a primary forest.
There's many ways to explain what we are doing here. Me, myself, I coming from a very simple family. My grandmother used to pick kahawa, pick coffee. So we grow up in the shamba. You know, it's simple ways to explain life, and it's very scientific ways to explain life, because was indigenous people doing this for centuries. Through the history, we was lost in this capacity.
Since the very beginning, we've always had an open door policy. Same with on our farm in Timau called Tamalu that we started. We've always had internship opportunities and courses as well as farm tours. So we started that with Forest Foods from the beginning as well, farm tours. We offer that. But if you really want to learn what we do, We've just started doing courses, so agroforestry courses, which don't only talk about agroforestry, they go deep into just soil health, because that brings it all together is the soil. We'll continue offering those. Those are generally speaking weekend courses. As we continue to develop our farms and they mature more, we'll also be able to start teaching advanced courses. Definitely, start with a farm tour, but definitely sign up for our workshops and courses. They're just fantastic opportunities to open your knowledge. One thing I would like people to leave with, arrive with an open mind and leave knowing that there are solutions and there are systems that can produce superior food quality and very much have a positive impact on the environment and restore soils as well as ecosystems.
I think one of the things that I've always thought about is we are what we eat, but today I learned we are what our plants eat.
I also live here with one question whose answer I may not have, but what would stop us doing this in the forests that we are developing or areas we are rehabilitating?
What I've learned and what I've seen, youth and women out there, how can they actually practice this? Recognize that there is something they can do in very small pieces of land that can actually assure them very healthy foods and do it in a way that is so fulfilling.
There's a huge information gap and actually a huge opportunity to inform, to create awareness of these wonderful practices that are having a much needed transformational impact. We can bridge this gap more and promote the wonderful work that Forest Foods is doing.
Working at Forest Foods has definitely changed my perception on working with soil and has actually made me respect the soil so much. And it's really humbling to know that there is a life, there are other processes that are below the ground.
People should care about soil because it's our only common denominator. Without the soil, we wouldn't exist. Soils came way before humans. Our human gut is 100% based on soils and the water bodies that we ate from historically. Without the soil, we don't have a human gut. And then the human gut is where the health starts. The fact that we may only have 60 harvests left globally before we've depleted our topsoils means that we've only got 60 years left if we don't do something now.